Hello there everyone and welcome to another edition of Lydia's Crafty Corner with me, Lydia, in my little crafty corner. So today I am going to be using the very pretty new painter flower and I just love how this turned out. So as you can see, I'm using the large image from the Painter Flower Gerbera Revolution, and I am going to be popping this into place onto a piece of parchment cardstock, and I have used some of the Sand Dunes ink so we can get a no line colouring effect. So I'm going to start off with this large bloom that we have on the side, and I am going to be using the Woodless colouring pencils. So to start off, I am using the Galactic Stream, and this is going to be the darkest colour that I do use on this flower. So to start off with, I am using a really light hand just to add in a couple of detail strokes to the base and also the tips of the petal. As you can see, I'm not colouring the whole area. I'm just kind of adding in a few strokes to add the kind of movement to the petal, and then I can kind of gradually build on that one. So once I have done with the darkest color, I then moved on to the Volcano Lake, and I've just gone over those darker points again using the lighter blue lagoon color, and then I took the white and I just went over the whole image using the white. Now that's going to really pull both of these two different colors together and give a really great blending effect. So as you can see, I'm just going to keep going with this technique. So I'm adding that darker kind of blue color down first, which was the Galactic Stream. I'm then going to take the Volcano Lake, take that color further out into the petal, and then pull those colors together using the white from the Woodless coloring pencils. So once I finish with the blue one, I'm then going to move on to my pink one, and I'm just going to do exactly the same. So for this darkest color, I'm using the Cosmic Berry, and again, just adding in those little strokes just to the base and also the tips of these petals. I'm then going to be taking the Rubellite, again, taking that color further in to the image. It is kind of like coloring with the artist markers, but you are going to get more of a pencil line showing through. It's not going to blend perfectly as an artist marker would. So once I have finished with the two pinky colors, I'm then going to use the white to pull those colors together and complete the petal. So as you can see, when I'm coloring this, I do kind of cluster the petals together that I'm coloring and then just kind of move around in that way. You don't necessarily have to color each petal in one at a time. You can definitely use the color pencil that you've got, do all of the shading, then go into the pink color and then the white, but that's completely up to you and your way of coloring. Also, another way to get these colors to kind of blend together really well is just to use your finger and just smudge the colors together. So once my flower petals have been done, I'm then going to move on to the leaves. So I'm using the Shadow Creek pencil, and as you can see, I'm adding in those dark veins that we have on the leaves so that you can already see those with the image that we've stamped. And then I'm going to take this darkest green again and go around the outside edge of that flower. So that's going to give us that kind of shadow look there. I'm then going to add in some more detail, the same as we did with the petals. So I'm adding a couple of flicks to the base of the leaf, and also a couple to the edge. So once I have finished with that, I'm then going to take the green Fields pencil, and I'm just taking that color out further than we took the darker shade. So this is going to add some more details in there. Once I have done with that, I'm then going to take the Limeade, and this is the color that I am going to be using like I used my white before to kind of pull those two green colors together, and that is how I am going to finish off my little leaf there. Just for a little bit of added highlights, I did go in with a little bit of fresh lemon just to make that really bold and bright there. I'm just going to use the exact same technique for the rest of the leaves that we have around here. So I'm going to add in the darker shading and the veins using the Shadow Creek. Then I'm going to go in with the Grass Fields, a little bit of that Limeade, and then some of the fresh lemon to finish. So for the flower centers, I'm going in with a really dark, like browny yellow color, and this is the Sicilian Amber, and I'm just kind of following those little lines that we have from the little image that we have. I'm also going to go in as well with the yellow ochre and then a little bit of the maple yellow just to kind of pull those colours together a little bit, and then finish off with the white just to add in some really great highlights. So once that's done, I then wanted to kind of let this image pop a little bit more from the craft cardstock that we have. So I'm taking the Moon Rock pencil, again from the Woodless colouring pencils, and I'm going around the outside edge of that image, and I'm then kind of pulling that out a little bit more with the white to give that really great shadow effect there. To add a little bit more interest, I'm just going to add a little bit of splatter using the Pure White ink spray. For my sentiment, I'm using the fine alphabet die set, and I have taken the letters for the words hugs, so the H, the U, the G and the S, and I'm just going to pop this into place onto my panel. Once I'm happy with the arrangement that I have there, I'm just going to take a little bit of the satin masking tape from Altenew and just keep that in place while I run that through my die cutting machine. So once that's been run through the machine, I then have a beautiful hugs sentiment in my panel, as well as the little hug pieces. And I do want to use both of those on this card. So I'm just going to move this off to the side. I'm going to take my little card. This is a white card base. I'm going to pop my panel into place on there. To keep that into place, I'm just adding a little bit of satin tape just to keep it nice and in place, while I do add a little bit of glue behind each of these little letters and then pop them into place through the already die cut kind of space that we have there that we made with the sentiment die. So I am just going to go ahead and pop all of the letters into place through that little space there. Once that's done, I can then remove the panel, just making sure that nothing has moved. And then I can move on to making a little bit of a shaker element. Again, I'm using a little piece of plastic packaging. I find this works really, really well. I do like to recycle this from my stamps. I'm just going to cut this just large enough to cover the die cut little spaces that we have in the panel. I'm not going to stick this down, but I am going to stick it down just using some foam tape. So I'm making sure that foam tape just covers the edge of that packaging. So I didn't need to use any extra adhesive. I'm just going to use this and it will keep it in place. So once that's done, I can remove all the backing off there, add some little sequins into place on the little hugs that we have on the card base. Once I have enough in there and I'm happy with the amount I have, I'm then going to take that panel and then pop it into place onto the card base. And you can see that we have that really cool kind of shaker element for our sentiment. And here is the card complete. I really do hope that you've enjoyed the video and the card. If you do create a card that was inspired by this, it'd be great if you do share, because we'd love to see. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.
Hello there, crafty friend, Lydia here. Just popping in to say that you can get your daily dose of crafting tips, techniques and tutorials just like this by subscribing to the Altenew YouTube channel. All you need to do is click on that little bell up there and you will never miss a video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.